Driving in Madeira. Let's talk about that. It's, you can kind of figure it out on the fly. I don't know, you'd be led to believe that it's intense, and it kind of is, but it's not that intense. I mean, if you're an okay driver, you'll get by. But there are two types of driving, really, in Madeira. One is the highway kind of thing. They're main roads, and they go from A to B, and there's tunnels through mountains and everything. It's really quite an incredible feat of engineering. And if you're in a car, that's fantastic. You can get it pretty much anywhere in the island within about an hour, maybe a little bit more, but thereabouts. And then every time you come out of a tunnel, you've got a whole different vista. There's so many different types of views here in Madeira, it's amazing. Then there's a whole other type of driving, which is the rural driving, which includes the mountain roads and the kind of old back roads. This is one of them, but this one isn't in use by cars anymore. Sometimes a few people come walking along these kind of paths. That's São Vicente just over there. Anyway, let me talk to you about driving in Madeira. Those main roads were put together by the president of the island back in the 1980s. Oh, the heat. If you have a car, it's absolutely amazing to drive through all those tunnels. And some of the tunnels go through mountains and they can go for about 3 whole kilometers. It's just incredible stuff. On a motorbike, especially a small motorbike like this one, it's a bit more hairy. I've gotten quite used to it now at this stage, so when I go to Funchal I often take the main roads. A day like today I like to be on quieter roads, and I don't really want to be going anywhere near Funchal on a hot day like today. I live here in the north of the island, so I'm enjoying the north. Funchal is great, it's an amazing city, but a very small city and very safe, but that's a video for another day. The country roads on a motorbike, they're so fun. Oh my god, so many twisty, windy, wiggly roads, and beautiful, and feel so much safer, but there's such an amazing view and you feel like you're really connected to the people and the island and the history of the place and everything. It's just stunning. If you're into riding a motorbike or a scooter, I highly recommend just picking one up and just learning how to do it, and just do it. It's so fun. Oh my god. I'll tell you why I ride motorcycles in Madeira and why you should too. It's quite simple, really. You can get to roads like this and you pretty much have these places to yourself. Now, I'll advise you, you've got to be very careful when it comes to what the weather has been like in the last while, because it's been raining for about a week now, so I'm not going to venture too far down that way. It's not safe down there right now. You can see rocks here, and these rocks have fallen from way up high there. They bounce all the way down in the land here. This is one of the old roads. It's an amazing place. You get to visit remote places like this. You get to explore Madeira without maps. You can just go wherever the notion takes you and just arrive. And you end up meeting so many locals that way. It's so much better. There are benefits to a car as well, of course. As I say though, you've got to be really, really careful when it comes to the weather. When it rains here, it loosens the soil, which loosens the rocks and the trees and the plants and everything like that, and they can come tumbling down. You just don't know when a big lump of something is going to fall down. It could hit you on the head, and that might be the end of you. So it's not worth chancing it, really, as beautiful as it looks. It's raining now, so as I said, there are downsides to riding a motorcycle. It's okay though, there's always somewhere that you can go indoors. Madeira's weather can be changeable, but a lot of the time it's beautiful. And if you want more sunshine, stay on the south of the island. But if you want beautiful, dramatic scenery, come to the north. It's just so good here. I've had some further thoughts about driving in Madeira. And, you know, while I was saying a while ago that driving is fine in Madeira, it is mostly. But it kind of depends on your own driving experience. Like, personally, I've grown up driving in Ireland on windy country roads, so this is just a small step away from that. And I tend to stay away from the main tourist areas as well, so it's not a big deal for me. But then sometimes I do go to the tourist areas, and I do occasionally drive during rush hour near the city. And that's not so fun, I have to say. But it's going to be no different in the city to any other city, really. Very often when I'm out, I see nearly no cars. There's 3 cars ahead of me right now. And that's fine. You see, it's very just chilled out kind of driving here right now. And these are really beautiful roads. Oh, now there's 4 cars on the bus. But what I'm saying is, like now it's afternoon, so it's a bit more busy than usual, but there's nobody doing anything crazy here. This is the north coast. So I'm just passing, what's this fool doing? That's the one danger you have to think about, is what other drivers are doing. So I'm not far from Boaventura, on the way towards Santana. And it's probably one of my favourite roads in Madeira. There's a beautiful tunnel up ahead. Just want to show you really how relaxed it is in Madeira to be driving. Especially on a motorbike. It's just really, really beautiful on a motorbike. As long as you keep an eye out for foolish things that other drivers might do sometimes. They don't always see motorbikes, but you know, you just stay vigilant and give people plenty of space. Try not to get too besotted by the view, because it is a really beautiful place. It's amazing to live here. And you know, I was thinking about this morning. These roads, as beautiful as they are, and all this landscape that's just so stunning, that I dreamed about for about, I don't know, a few years, until I managed to make it to come here. They become ordinary. It becomes a thing where you think, oh, I have to drive all the way to Santana now. Like, look at this road, it's so beautiful. Yeah, the south side is where most of the people live, but there's a beautiful local vibe in the north side of the island. And you know, if you manage to position yourself somewhere around São Vicente, then you're pretty close to everything, as much as you would be in Funchal, really. I've driven lots of different types of vehicles here. The first thing I got was a nice kind of a Citroen C3, I think, Air Max. And that was a really nice car for here, because you could see around, but you can't really see the entire landscape like you can on a bike. But at that point I'd never driven a motorbike, but you're constantly looking around the place, trying to see things and wishing that you could stop. On a motorbike you can stop wherever you want. The C3 Air Max was really nice. I've driven a regular C3 as well, the kind of smaller one. It's like, I guess, a sort of Fiesta size. And I've driven something really low powered, the cheap budget car anyway. And I've found in a few of the rentals that I've had, a lot of people don't know how to use a clutch. So watch out for that. Sometimes the clutches aren't great, or sometimes the brakes aren't even great. It's the same in any country though. I rented a car in Ireland recently as well when I went back, and there were issues with that too. I mean, most companies, if you find a fault with your car, they'll give you a different car. Here we go. It's a cool tunnel. It's not like the highway tunnels, proper old school. Check this out now. Look at that for a tunnel. Isn't that cool? It's Sunday as well. Sunday afternoon. This is where all the drivers are out. And I've deliberately decided to go to somewhere that's a bit more touristy today. I'm going up to Pico Revo. I want to see what it's like up there on a busy time. The last time I was there was in winter, and it was so cold and there was nearly nobody there. And oddly enough then, a bit earlier in the winter I was there and it wasn't so cold. The weather's strange here. I've been on this road loads of times when there's nearly no traffic. This is the worst I've seen it. This is the busiest I've seen it. It's not bad by any means. I mean, it's like an Irish country road. somewhere like the west of Ireland or something. You go somewhere like Kerry, West Kerry or something. I spent a few years living there, and this is kind of what the roads were like. Nice and calm, you know. You just can't be in any rush to get anywhere. Stopping and starting. Doing an average of about 30 kilometers an hour. Oh yeah, so I was talking about the different vehicles that I've driven. So I'd driven a few cars, and then I realised that to drive a scooter, you don't have to learn anything really. It's like riding a bike. If you know the rules of the road and everything from driving cars, here you can rent a 125 scooter with your car licence. You get free parking everywhere. You can explore some random roads that you wouldn't chance with a car, because you know that if you get to a dead end, you can easily turn around in a scooter. And then I rented a few scooters, Yamaha NMAX, and they're a lovely bike. So you've just got 2 brakes on the front like you do on a bicycle, and you've got a throttle. And that's all. And your feet just go down flat on the platform. Lovely and comfortable. This is actually a nice scenic route. Takes a little bit longer, but if you're on holidays, don't you want to be exploring the nice places? The main road from there, it goes through a lot of tunnels, which are really handy when you want to get to somewhere fast, but you're not going to get to see so much. I hope this microphone works here in the helmet, because it's fun actually to just drive along and talk. And I think if I were watching a YouTube video, I'd quite like to be looking at the landscape around, even if somebody was waffling along, talking about everything. Maybe that'd be nice. Let me know in the comments what you think. So I can do lots of videos like this. I do plenty of driving. Don't always trust Google Maps. Google Maps doesn't really know Madeira. It sometimes puts you up really steep roads that are ridiculous, where there's another road maybe just a mile ahead or half a mile ahead or something. Just use your logic, use your common sense. If you see a road that looks too steep for you, don't go on it. Go on a different road. There's going to be another way. Anyway, sometimes I do go on those roads because they're fun. But if you do go on them, use engine braking. Don't have your foot all the time on the brake. Let the engine hold you back, and when you're going downhill, because the hills are so intense here that what happens is the brake fluid heats up if you have your foot on the brake all the time. So the brake fluid heats up, and then you just get you boil your brake fluid basically, and then your brakes stop working. It's called brake fade. With a scooter, you've just got one gear essentially, and so your engine braking isn't that effective. And also when you go below a certain speed, I don't know what it is, 15 kilometers an hour or something, then the engine stops engaging entirely. So you have to go above a certain speed, and sometimes on the hills you don't want to be going above that speed. You want to drop it down into second gear or something and still have the hold. And then you press the brakes fairly strongly, briefly, and then take your foot off it and let the car speed up again. And you do that intermittently, and that helps you to not boil your brake fluid. If you're hiring a car or a bike as well, I highly recommend that you have a look at the state of the tyres. Make sure your clutch is good. I had a hired car one day that the clutch was useless, and the car wouldn't even go backwards up a very small incline, and it's kind of dangerous to drive that. So I contacted them straight away, and I just said, look, I just want a different car. And they said, oh yeah, that's that particular model. They're all like that. So, you know, maybe don't go for the cheapest car, go for the next one up. Now, I've got the road to myself. Woohoo! I probably mentioned it earlier in the video, but the main road network on the island is just stunning. It's amazing. Even these secondary roads, actually, they're amazing. There's rarely a pothole. Sometimes there might be a hole for a little while where a rock has fallen from above. The cliffs are quite steep sometimes above the roads. But yeah, it's just they really maintain the roads really well. And these secondary roads are the ones to go on if you're going to have a bike. The first time I ever drove a motorbike was driving this bike out of the shop in Funchal, when I was living in Mashiko at the time, and I had to learn how to drive a motorbike. So I looked up YouTube. I watched loads of YouTube videos about bike safety, about how to drive a bike properly and everything. There's a restaurant here called Bolo de Caco, and it's very nice. I went in there recently and I got some tacos. They do nice burgers as well. Run by a South African couple. Really nice people. It's just such a joy to drive on these kind of roads. You hear how I'm letting the engine rev here. I'm coming down a hill. Such beautiful roads to drive a motorbike. I was talking about driving in Madeira and how easy it is. I've just been close to Funchal for the first time in ages, and it's definitely the hardest part. I think it must have been rush hour or something. It was lunchtime, so a lot of people are moving around and they're all kind of in a hurry to get someplace. So it wasn't that fun on the main road, so I just cut off the main road for a minute, and I pulled off at Campanario, and I found this beautiful walk. It's so nice. It goes all the way to the ocean, but I can't do it today. I can't do the whole thing today because my knee is sore. So, sound of running water, sound of motoring cars. See the highway up there. It's an amazing feat of engineering, in fairness to it. And I love taking it sometimes, but I'm on a 125 motorbike, so it's not fun on that. So you're constantly have the throttle to the max when you're going up hills, and it's no fun. Look at this fabulous structure. It's so beautiful, and the sweep on it. Just such amazing engineering. And all these banana trees, they still intrigue me every time. That way. Riviera Brava. So yeah, this is the old road to Riviera Brava. Oh, this is a beautiful place just up here. Saquinas. If you like cocktails, it's beautiful. And Dentinhos, they give you these lovely little crackers with tuna and other things on there. Oh, so good. See, I like it when there's nobody on the roads in front of me or behind me. That's my favourite thing. Just makes it all so much more pretty and so much more relaxed. So I don't feel like I want to go faster than the one in front or slower than the one behind. Yeah, if you come in the winter time, go to that Saquinha's place for sunset. It's a beautiful time. Cool purple bikes. But you can go all the way from Funchal to Riviera Brava anyway, without being on the main road. It's really nice. And I love these roads. They're so beautiful. Look at the ocean there. Big cliff down there to intrigue me. And these beautiful views. Lovely local people around the place. And no tourism really. So nice. look at this. It's so cool. There's amazing banana plantations up above Camara de Lobush as well. And some crazy roads up there as well, if you wanted to go and try them out. I tried to trick Google Maps into giving me better roads for the motorbike, and I told it I was on a bicycle. So it brought me up a crazy steep road there, and then at the very top there were steps and a barrier that you'd have to climb over. I guess if you had a bicycle you'd put it up on your shoulder or something, but that was a crazy thing. Google doesn't really know the way around. And I ended up finding a couple of motorbike specific apps, and they're a lot better. Can't think of the name of them offhand now, but they're map apps. Cadimoto or something, I think was one of them. I spent a long time as well just going over maps. I'd recommend it actually, just go over your maps the night before when you're going somewhere. Try to figure out a route that's going to get you there in a nice way. And it's kind of a good idea to have Google Earth open at the same time as Google Maps, because then you'll see the topography, you'll see how much hills there are, and some crazy hills. A little beach down there. No, so I'm going to go that way. You can go that way, and you can go down to Ponta do Sol, or yeah, to Ponta do Sol, or down to Ribeira Brava. But this way gets me straight to the motorway, or well, straight to the A road. Oh yeah, the VR road, that's what they're called here. It's a pretty little place though, Ribeira Brava. Ponta do Sol, a little bit further along, is really lovely as well. And Madeira de Mar is after that, and that's a beautiful place too. There's some really weird traffic lights along this. These might be them up ahead, but there's some that have no junction. They're just traffic lights. It's really bizarre. I think they're further back. Oh no, those ones are pretty strange. Look, no junction. Must be just a pedestrian crossing. We're going to cut up through the middle of the island here now. And it's quite an amazing road as well. I'm fascinated by... Oh, it's very windy. Don't know if you can hear me at all, but I'm fascinated by the foundations of these houses. That they're just up there, just not falling down. So we could go through a couple of more tunnels along the way, but I prefer to cut up and go up over the mountain. One of the tunnels here, it's 3 kilometers long. As you can see, it's not majorly busy right now, so choose your times wisely. Look, there's a string of traffic there, but they're not going crazy speeds or anything. There's cars kind of behind me now. They want to go faster, and I'm doing what the speed limit says right now, so the speed limit does keep changing as you go around Madeira. It's very strange. There doesn't seem to be any logic to it. A couple of times there's speed changes where there's about to be a big bend ahead, and that is handy. But then other times it's just random. Like some of the tunnels back there could be 90, other ones could be 70. Look at this. I mean, come on. How could you not fall in love with this place? And look how they stepped all the fields. So they actually somehow farm on these incredible hills. It's just really, really intense. Look at that. I'm going to have to stop up here in a second to show you. There's a little lay-by, there's a couple of them. You get to see the main road then, it cuts through the middle of the island. It's just really, really, really cool to see. Oh, it's not full of people. Great. Look, how cool is that? See the cool roads going up to the mountain. One of these high places like that has a mirador up on it, so you can walk up some steps and just stand on the thing. I think it might be that one. Let's have a look. Yeah, you can see the tunnel just way over there. Oh, I love this road. Imagine there are some people who just come to Madeira and they only go to Funchal. And look at all of this. I mean, maybe there are people who only want to see a city, but it's not me, that's for sure. Look at this. I mean, this is just, it's like otherworldly. I feel like I'm in a movie all the time. I think of all these different types of landscapes all around the island, because there's all these different microclimates. So different things grow in different places. It's beautiful. This hotel has an amazing view, look. Like back there. So cool. It's often foggy up here though, or cloudy. And the clouds can often feel very cold. It's not like being in a fog, it's like being inside an ice. Like tiny particles of ice. Big ferns. So beautiful. There's a little picnic area down here. There's often a lot of people there. I think it's a camping area too. In there. Oh, won't be. These are vines. All of these, all of them. All vines. So there'll be a load of grapes there. I don't know, in a month or two. I think maybe sometime next month. They're really interesting, the way that they're all tied up with flat tops. I guess that maximizes the grape yield. I haven't spoken to any grape farmers, but that's what I assume. There's a bunch of them on the field below my house as well, and it's really strange because there's a guy often working in there, and there's an optical illusion to me. It looks like they're just like strawberry height, like really low, and then every now and then I see this little man walking along tending to them. Nice view of the church. Nice view of the buildings as well. This isn't the main way into into South Vicente. Like that tunnel that was over there, the right turn that we could have taken, that's the main road. But I like this one. It's a much more chilled out one. And if there's a lot of traffic down on the other one, there's really not so much up on this one. It does take a little bit longer though. That's the case for most of these roads. The old roads or the alternative ones. They're a bit more twisty and you have to go a bit slower on them. But that's the whole point. When I'm on a motorbike, I want to be going a bit slower. And I like the twists, so that's fine. Keeps me zen. A nice sweepy bend here. There's a nice little road up there as well. I went up there one day to have a look. And you've got a kind of a Miradora looking out over the water. Now look, middle lane. This is how it should be done. And then indicate and get off. It's one of the most beautiful roads in Madeira, I think. Look at this. This is such a cool tunnel. Although there's usually a lot of water coming down at the end as well. Yeah, look at it. Oh. People sometimes wash their cars in it. I see people just kind of parking their car under the shower. If you drive down that road until you get to a hotel on your left hand side, then opposite that there's a little cafe. I think it's called Kay's Cafe or something like that. And they do lovely pizzas, and they do picados and burgers and all kinds of things like that. And you see up there those two brown bits in the hill. Those are, in the winter time, waterfalls. And I think if you came at a rainy time of the year, then you'd see them flowing. It's quite an amazing scene. This is the bit where it often crumbles, but look how beautiful it is. Canary. Sugarcane. Look. This is all very crumbly. Look how red the earth is, or the road is. You see bits of it come down. You see dents in the road as well. So I wouldn't take roads like this on after big heavy rain or anything. Look at all the dents. Rocks do come flying down sometimes, and you don't want to be under it. Isn't that view incredible? Look at this place. It's just amazing. It's like an Irish country road. I think that's about enough for you today. Bye for now. Join me in the next one. Enjoy your life.